Hello, everyone. So I'm at work right now. I decided to test out how well the over the internet game streaming works. So let me connect to the guest network here. Um, I apologize in advance. I forgot to bring a tripod, so right now my phone is on the table, so I'm kind of at limited angles. And I will say, don't worry, this is after work hours. So let's see. No internet access. Now I have internet access, I think. So again, I'm streaming on. I'm using my old Galaxy Note 4 phone. Still a pretty good phone. Um, I did try testing this out over LTE. It wasn't great, but I am on Sprint, so I can't blame that. And I'm really excited to see how well it works, honestly, for just some using some regular, more typical internet speeds over a flaky LTE connection. Keep in mind, I do only live about 1.5 miles away from where I work, so I imagine, hopefully, everything will be good. Um, let's just try Dark Souls. Hope this works. There we go. There we go. Just from moving the mouse around, it feels okay. It feels like there's some sort of acceleration or delay, but honestly, that could just be the trackpad software. So I'm gonna play around for a bit, then I'm gonna open up more detailed debugging, see how that works. Okay, is my volume on? Let's turn that on. Mouse sensitivity actually seems fine, which is weird. Unrelated, but that was an issue before where it was just through the roof. Now it's actually kind of low. Honestly, this is fantastic. It's very crisp and just very responsive. I'm very pleasantly surprised. Let's try traveling. Oh, air conditioning just kicked in. I hope you can still hear me okay. Hey, there's people here. So I'm streaming at 720p. Um, let's take a look at what the latency is looking like. The average decoding latency 9 milliseconds. Hardware decoding 8 milliseconds. So I think I was getting around 7 or 8 milliseconds before over the local network. So really, very good. Again, I'm close by, but I imagine most of the people interested in streaming your PC to your phone will be using this for either, I don't know, at work, taking a quick break, coffee shop or something nearby, or if you're at campus, you're a student and you have time in between classes, so you want to just play a quick game for a little bit. All right, so okay, so receive time average is about 1.72 milliseconds, and the decoding time seems to hover between 8 to 10 milliseconds. So when you add that up, less than 16 milliseconds, that's kind of my baseline, just because one frame is 16.67 milliseconds. Um, Honestly, a lot of TVs and a lot of people may not even notice, but a lot of TVs that you hook up to your console or anything like that could have pretty bad input lag, especially if you don't set it to game mode. Um, so I think this would not be very noticeable at all for 99.99% of players, honestly. Now, if you're the type to set this up, maybe, just maybe, I don't know, you're more sensitive to these things, but it's still super good, honestly. What the hell? I'm like, honestly tempted to just start playing more games more frequently whenever I'm out, just bringing this device or hooking this up to my actual phone, because of how well it runs. Let's see if I can help out some others if people are still playing this game online, just so we can see some actual content. Praise the friend. 0. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get rid of the decoding. So this time it was 10 milliseconds. Hardware decode latency 7 milliseconds. So I think hardware decode should stay around the same. Doesn't really make a difference if you're doing that locally or over the internet. The main thing to really worry about is the receive time, and that went from like 1 millisecond over the local network to about 3 or so. Be wary of left. Time for plan to come. Oh man, I was even prepared for that. Stupid guy. Wow, he got me again. Screw you. I'm gonna get my... Yeah, I'll take that. Hey, I'm being summoned. Let's go help some guys out. Forgot what the inventory key is, but I'll figure that out. Or the taunts. Oops. There it is. See if I can up the brightness here. There we go. Oh shit. Oh, it's this freaking fight. Honestly, this is a great game. I didn't give it a fair shot, I think, when I first played Dark Souls. God, I hate this guy. I guarantee you the host is gonna die at some point here. If I remember right, this first wave is okay, and then he goes off berserk. Yep, there's the host. But again, this is perfectly playable. Like, I noticed nothing over shit locally. Fucking guy. Ah, fucking meteor. Come on, let's do it. Whoa. Oh, fuck. I mean, that guy just died. Host is still alive. Poor dude. He's definitely gonna die. But anyway, I think that's enough. That shows how well it plays. Um, when I was checking this on my local machine, when I was streaming over LTE, it seems to have been uploading at around 8 or 9 megabits per second, according to my local machine. Um, I have fiber internet, so I get really good upload speed and download speed. But if you're interested or if you're curious about how much upload speed you may need for 720p, it seems around at least I would aim for having at least 10 megabits um, for your ISP. With that, thank you for taking the time. This one's shorter than my other ones, but still I think was very useful. I'm honestly pleasantly surprised, and really, if you have a gaming machine at home and you mostly spend most of your time within a good mile radius of your home, I don't see the reason why you would want um, something like Stadia or anything like that when it comes to streaming. That again, I am only like 2 miles away from my home, so and I do have fiber internet, so who knows if this is would work as well if I'm in like Denver, 40 miles away, or if I'm in like another state where I'm like a few hundred miles away. I imagine the receiving time will be a lot higher. So right now it's 3 milliseconds, but I mean, again, I'm like two miles away from the server, from the host server. So if I'm a few hundred miles away, my ping becomes, let's say it's 12 milliseconds, and you add that plus the decoding time, I'm at like 20 milliseconds, and that's um, at least 20 milliseconds total, more than one frame. You may start noticing it. I bet from what I've heard and read online, I think around 30 to 40 milliseconds is probably not too perceptible for most games. But I'm not so sure myself, especially when you can consider the input lag. That's where things like Stadia can help, where its input to the controller connects directly to the server, I guess, or however the hell that works. But again, I'm nearby. And if you're nearby, you want to game while you're in between classes in school or something like that, I highly recommend just doing something like Moonlight plus your Nvidia GPU or whatever the AMD equivalent is, because that was phenomenal. And like, it's an Android phone, so you have full compatibility with basically everything. If you have your Bluetooth headset, like these maybe, you want to use that, you can do that. You can't really do that if you're doing it on a Switch or something. As long as you have a phone with a headphone jack, which this does. Where is it? Here. You can use your regular headphones, all that stuff. Whereas, if you got your Pixel phone, you can't do that. All right, cool. See you in the next video.